What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today marks the 40th anniversary of Silver Bullet, the classic werewolf thriller horror film based on Stephen King's novella Cycle of the Werewolf. Today we're going to be talking why this underrated horror gem still matters. We'll talk about the film's origins, its standout performances, the practical effects, and how it's aged for better or worse. So buckle up, strap into the Silver Bullet as we are heading back to Tarker's Mills. Silver Bullet was adapted from King's novella, Cycle of the Werewolf, and unlike many other King adaptations, this screenplay was written by King himself. That gives the film a certain authenticity. Directed by Daniel Attias and produced by Martha De Laurentiis, it stars Corey Haim as Marty Coleslaw, a wheelchair-bound boy, and Gary Busey as Uncle Red, the foul-mouthed alcoholic but ultimately lovable uncle who believes in him. The setting? A quiet, small town plagued by brutal, unexplained murders. Classic King territory. What begins as suspicion and small-town paranoia slowly becomes a supernatural nightmare with a werewolf at the center of it all.
The killing had begun, but at first, no one knew it.
What's always stood out to me about Silver Bullet is this rare kind of quality of this young final boy. This is a boy with a disability. Marty is not a victim here. He figures everything out. He's not sidelined in this. He fights back and shows courage most adults lack in these films.
What are we gonna do? I think I know. I want you to turn this into a silver bullet.
Marty's sister Jane is also perfect, played by Megan Follows in this movie. They got that perfect brother-sister relationship where they love each other and hate each other all in the same breath. This relationship carries the film with so much heart. It's all about the relationships in this movie.
Marty has enough strikes against him as it is.
He doesn't have any strikes against him.
That I am scared to death that someday he is just gonna give up.
He's not gonna give up.
Well, he doesn't need you showing him how to do it.
There's a great contrast between Uncle Red and Nan and Marty and Jane in this. That brother-sister relationship, really at the core, this is the heart of everything that's beaten along, right? And Gary Busey, wild but perfect as Uncle Red. Over the top, but with a lot of heart. The chemistry between Marty and him sells the emotional arc of the whole story.
Why do you let him call you jackass all the time? The bartender says, oh, he always calls me that.
And Everett McGill as the werewolf's human form, quiet menace done right. Even though they kind of dropped the ball with his character and his motivations for killing doesn't really follow the continuity, I still love him in this role.
But it's not my fault!
Another performance piece of suggestion I really like is when Brady's dad finds him. They originally wanted to show the kid's body and everything, but it didn't look great.
The prop department had presented him with the corpse of the boy, which was just embarrassing. It was just unusable. It looked like a window mannequin that had been smashed with a hammer and smeared with cranberry juice. He didn't know what to do.
And so, but the actor just came in and sold this performance.
And so I went up to him and I said, well, you know, I think I can give you what you need, and you won't have to show anything of the terrible thing I'm confronted with.
And you just see his face and him screaming and going through all these emotions from, you know, shock to anger, just unsettling piece of acting there. So just love that. The special effects in Silver Bullet are pure 80s practical magic. werewolf design may look dated by modern standards, but back then, it was a real technical feat. There were challenges with the creature design and rumors that King himself wasn't thrilled with the final look. Still, it's effective and gritty. Oh yes, the famous werebear in this movie. We all know it doesn't look great. But at one hand of the token, it doesn't look great. But on the other hand, there's something unique about it, the way it looks. And what the director really did, because he didn't like it, is he hid it. Borrowed from Spielberg, what Spielberg did in Jaws, hid it, didn't show us it, left it in the shadows and the darkness, which really, really works, especially for some of the kills in this. And I just love that about this movie, how I think that's scarier. I think that's what makes the film scarier. You really feel the weight of the werewolf on screen, its presence, not CGI fluff. And look how well it works in the kills, like the opening scene when Arnie gets decapitated. We just see a hand come up, right? And it really sets the mood and the tone of this film. A pregnant girl who goes to commit suicide, that's terrified me when I was a kid. When he climbs up there, they just show him a shadow of the wolf. You just see him clawing away at her and stuff like that. And that aftermath kill, I just love it. I think it's perfection, man. The fireworks scene, again, what a great final boy Marty is. If he shoots this thing with a firework in the eye, you don't see much of the wolf. You see a little bit more than what you're used to, but you still don't see much of it. And when he races home and everything like that, climbs at his bed and crawls into that corner, that was me watching this movie when I was a kid. You know what I mean? So I just love it. The mood and tone of this film, too, can't be overlooked. Yes, there are a lot of campy 80s cheesy spots in this movie, but it also sets that really dark mood and tone right away with the full moon and the voiceover of older Jane. It's haunting, and that nice 80s synthesizer music coming in really sets the feeling of this movie. And it does take place at Halloween, so this is a great one to watch on Halloween, the month of October. But I just that tone and mood of the film, I absolutely love at the start of this. When it was released in October of 1985, Silver Bullet didn't exactly set the box office on fire. Critics were mixed.
Silver Bullet is laughably bad most of the time. The rest of the time, it's simply gross. 1, the story is not credible. 2, the characters are laughable. 3, the child's ailment is exploited. 4, people escape dangerous situations simply through an edit to them being safe.
Gene, I'm going to astonish you. I'm giving this movie thumbs up as a comedy. I think you totally missed the point, and I don't know why you missed the point, because I was sitting 4 people away from you in the theater, and I haven't heard you laugh harder in the last 2 years at a movie. Yes. I think you have to look at Silver Bullet in the same way that you look at Airplane as a satire of airport, Top Secret as a satire of spy movies. This movie is such a hilarious parody of the entire Stephen King genre that in some demented way, it's a comic masterpiece.
Some praised the performances and suspense, others felt it lacked intensity. But over time, it's grown into a cult favorite. This wasn't trying to be high art horror. This was a character-driven story. It was emotional. It was comic booky. It almost feels like a comic book watching this thing. And it stands up for those reasons. I think what sparked a lot of interest in the film in the last few years, last 5 years anyway, is the 4K Blu-ray release collector's edition. I mean, there's been a lot of recent releases of this, but there's a nice 4K one with lots of interviews and really sparking interest in the fan base again. It's a great one to revisit if you haven't seen it in a long time. What makes Silver Bullet work and still resonate is its core theme, courage in the face of disbelief. Marty's journey isn't just about surviving a monster, it's about speaking the truth when no one wants to hear it. It's about being dismissed and still acting. The small town setting adds to the claustrophobia. The fear of the unknown is mixed with the fear of not being believed. Plus, there's a real emotional center. Marty and Red's bond gives the story its heart. Sure, some effects haven't aged well, and the pacing slower than what modern audiences might expect, but the sincerity behind the film is what carries it.
I mean, what the heck are you gonna shoot a 44 bullet at anyway? Made out of silver.
How about a werewolf?
So 40 years later, Silver Bullet still holds up. Not because it's perfect, but because it has an honesty to it. It has that weird, cozy energy that you want to wrap yourself up with a blanket with that only Stephen King adaptations really have. If you like movies like Stand By Me or something like Stranger Things of the modern times, but with werewolves, then this is for you. The themes of belief, courage, and innocent loss are timeless. And that final showdown in the coleslaw living room still chills me. It's gritty, it's raw, and it doesn't try to over-explain itself. Just enough mystery to keep it unsettling. So is Silver Bullet one of the greatest horror films ever made? Maybe not. Is it one of the most heartfelt creature features of the 80s? Absolutely. It's a movie that knows exactly what it is, and it didn't need anything more. If you've never seen Silver Bullet or haven't watched it in years, do yourself a favor, check out the new restoration. You'll see it in a whole new light. I'm going to give Silver Bullet from 1985 a solid B. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this retrospective, give it a like, drop a comment with your favorite moment or quote, and subscribe for more horror retrospectives. My name is Jason. You've been watching Backtrack Cinema, and hey, watch out for those full moons.